that Eric will deliver a presentation this morning after the break about our MDM strategy, and our work on how our work in terms of the test in EDX and also the development of the add-ons supports the growth of orchestral networks on our market strategy. For my part, I will start by presenting the agenda of the day and the first overview of some key points I would like to share with you about our operations. So now we are quite a large team. Over time, team building after team building, the rooms is bigger. It's a good point. Even though we are quite numerous now, you can stop me when you want to ask some questions. Feel free if you want to do that. We have a quite heavy agenda. I hope it's quite clear for everyone, but you can also, of course, listen to me so help to understand. So I will take the floor. After that, David will give some reminder of important information for the quality enforcement. You know that the quality is an important driver for our operations. After the break, we will give the floor to Eric for a very important presentation of our global market strategy. And Eric also is okay to save 30 minutes for open questions, so it's a good opportunity for you to ask any question you want about orchestral networks, our operations, how we work in Paris, in New York, in Europe. And after the lunch, the project management direction of the project direction will take the floor to present some key decision points on the project management. Some information about how we would like to use and to manage the growth of the team. And also some lesson learned on best practice regarding the working process we decided to enforce during the last team building to see if our last decisions are correct, are enough for maintain our quality of our operations. So this is a lesson learned and best practices feedback. And after that, at the end of the day, so it's quite a long day. I hope you will survive on me as well, because I am a little bit older than you all, so be safe for myself, just take care of me. So at the end of the day, we will have a quick status about our program incentive, and you know that we have a ranking every month for the quality of our work, so I would like to share with you some feedback on that point. And at the end, I would like to discuss with you all, Mr. Owen is very focused on that point, about how we would like to arrange our next team building. Do we have the same format that today we play like Grand Plaza during the whole day? Or do we want to change a little bit that? You can imagine many things, so it will be an open discussion to adapt the format of the team building if this is needed. Because I'm sure that it's difficult for you to be focused all the day to listen to the different speakers. It's not easy. So maybe you will consider at the end of this day that for the next team building it will be interesting to have a different format. So it's open in terms of the discussions. Hope I am clear. Since I have very little time for my presentations, I would like right now to jump to my part, strategy about the add-ons and roadmap for 2014. Okay? So the strategy, and hopefully for me, David will help me at the end of my part, because there are some points that David wants also to share with you. So here's our context. We face here a figure with an engine, let's say a very high-end, top-notch engine, very powerful, high quality, all the new technology we can imagine within this engine. But, of course, as you understand with this figure, even though this is a very powerful engine, by itself, this is not very useful. What can I do with an engine like that? Of course, if I am an engineer, an IT specialist in the automotive industry, I will be happy with my engine, but what else? The key point is to be able to introduce this engine in an appliance. This appliance, let's say Formula One, the best of the car we can imagine. And to do that, it requires some competency, some ability to act that are very different from developing the engine. This is the problem of integration, of the question of innovation, how to use in an innovative way this engine within an appliance. I would like to try to find a metaphor, an idea like that, to explain to you that for the MDM, we have the same mechanisms. We can consider today on the market that the MDM is an engine, something that is quite a commodity, and to push more added value on the market, we need to invent something that is an appliance, how to use that MDM. And this is what I would like to name with you today, iMDM. Like an iPhone, an iPad, this is the iMDM. I like integrated, meaning that around the MDM, we have to build a set of our portfolio of added value features, high added value features. So in my little figure, I have some little box that try to express this idea that we add around the MDM a set of key features. This is the integrated MDM. So maybe Orchestra Networks can think like a little bit Apple, to have an integrated approach for the data management. This is also a little bit my idea. So this iMDM is a mechanism with a set of little boxes like that. You can see on the slide. And for each of these little boxes, of course, we have a set of features. And you can easily understand that they correspond to our add-on strategy. It's very easy to understand. So we have the dashboard, the activity monitoring, the data integration, meaning that data exchange, the role portfolio, the data cleansing, the data governance, the data quality, the big data management, the data analytics, the data inference, something that is new in terms of add-ons, graph, view, query, and what I am data opportunity is a set of other add-ons that I cannot display on right on this slide. For our customer, for our client, all over the world, the key challenge is not to have a good MDM, is to have an integrated MDM. So an MDM with this portfolio of functionality. And you must understand that Orchestra Networks is a software company working on a very competitive market. So, why Orchestra Networks today compete, and how we compete against big players, because this is our market, and in particular, these very well-known companies. I'm sure you know all of them, IBM, Oracle, SAP, TIBCO, Informatica.
We compete against these big companies because we are the unique companies, Orchestra Networks, on the world that speak about the high MDM. Only Orchestra Networks is able to deliver these visions and is delivering these solutions in terms of software. Because other companies such as IBM, Informatica, and our competitors have many different products to achieve a global visions. They have the MDM software, they have the data quality tool software, they have another software for the data integrations. And all these softwares are very different from each other. And it's very difficult to integrate these different software with each other. This is radically different with Orchestra Networks on what we deliver all together because we have a common foundation that is EBX5. On top of EBX5, we develop the add-ons in an integrated view. Let's say like a plug-and-play approach. Very like Apple. Like we have an iPad or an iPhone, we have an iMDM, the I data management. Same approach. This vision is well understood now by the market. Let me give you an example of what say a big analyst, that is a company focused on the assessment of IT companies to know if the companies is well positioned or not. This analyst is the MDM Institute. So you can see that the MDM Institute works with more than 60,000 clients all over the world, including in Asia, to advise the companies to make a good choice in terms of data management and master data management. And the last report of these companies is as follows. Orchestra Networks is ranking at the second position. This is a very, very good position for Orchestra Networks, you can understand that. Because in the first positions we have IBM, but IBM is a monster. In terms of sales and marketing teams, IBM is a very well structured all over the world. It's very difficult to compete with IBM. But you can see that we are in the second position. And after that, we have Oracle, SAP, Informatica, Teradata, and so on. So Orchestra Networks is a very well known company now worldwide. And the reason why we are well positioned is not only because EBX5 by itself is a good engine, like in my first slide with the Formula One, but this is because, thanks to the add-ons strategy that is starting to be understood by analysts such as the MDM Institute, and show something that is radically different from other competitors like Oracle, SAP, and others, because we have this idea of the integrated MDM. And our strategy is to win the first positions, because we are sure that even if we are a small company regarding IBM, that is in first position, we can deliver more smart software through this idea of the integrated MDM. So you can check my presentation, of course, by yourself, a quick look via Google search, very easy to understand how Orchestra Networks is ranking. This is not a fake slide, this is reality. So, but also it's important for you, because you are working very hard in this MDM market now, to understand what is the size of the market, in terms of money, what it represents. Here's another analysis that is named Gartner Group that gives a point of view of the revenue, the money to make in this market. From a pure software point of view, the revenue estimated for 2015 is about $3.2 billion. This is a figure. It's difficult to understand why it's high or it's low. But for Orchestra Networks, this is where we can win money. This is a part of this $3.2 billion. This is our market. And this is what they say, worldwide master data management, software revenue, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So keep in mind this figure. Of course, you will have a copy of this slide by email, so don't be scared. I'm sure you are not, but don't be scared if you cannot write all. You will have the slide. Another figure now, beyond the MDM. In the market of the data management, globally the data management. So in the data management, we have, let's say, features such as the data quality, the big data, the data integrations. The revenue for a software point of view is about 33.9, or let's say $34 billion. Okay? So since Orchestra Networks is on the MDM, but also with the add-on enter in the domain, in other domains such as data quality, for example, or data integration, we also play in the market with a part of this revenue in the target. So this is the second figure. So it means that we have these syntheses. The MDM market, well, let's say $3 billion. Within that, EBX, Orchestra Networks revenue, EBX. Globally, data management, 34. And now we have a mechanism to compute the revenue for the services, for the professional services. Meaning that they buy a software, they also buy consultancy, integration workload, professional services. So of course, when our clients buy EBX, they most of the time have a partner like why not Entity Data, for example, that provides services to customize, to integrate the software in the company. To compute that, we multiply by 10. This is a well-known mechanisms of computation in the market. So it means that the MDM market, globally, software and services is about $30 billion. That's the figure. And, of course, same way of computing, the revenue of the data management globally, including the MDM and with software and with services, is about $330 billion. Okay? This is a lot of money. Huh? It's a big market. Because this is a key point today in the modern society, to be able to manage the data with new technology and mechanisms such as the MDM. So here, $360 billion. But question mark, what does it mean? How we can understand if this is huge, medium, or low level of revenue? Let's say we can have an idea by having a comparison with other markets. I take two markets I will show you right now, considering at the first step that we rank our market at this level of revenue. This is what I said. If we have a look now at the market of the mobile phone, on smartphone, let's say our iPhone, iPad, and so on, Samsung, HTC. The value of the market is $340 billion. Very interesting figure because this is ranking at the second positions, meaning that the data management market in terms of software and services is higher than the market of the appliance in the smartphone domain. Now, if we compare with the software development for the mobile phone, because there are huge momentum in terms of application, mobile application development, games development on the mobile phone. This is an interesting market, but in terms of revenue, This is a very low level revenue compared to the data management, because the revenue of such software in the mobile market is estimated through the value of the advertisement. Meaning that when you have a mobile phone with a very large audience, because many users have these applications, you can have a very huge revenue of advertisement. But if you have developed an application with only 100 users, you have no chance to buy advertisements, low revenue. And today, it's interesting to know that the global revenue in the online advertisement, this is the blue figure, is about $130 billion. So, of course, this is a fast-growing market, like the MDM or the data management. But today, this is the real ranking. And I invite you, if you want to check that, to have a little search on Google. You will easily understand that. So we are working all together in a very important market in terms of revenue, very fast-growing market. And the ranking is at first position compared to appliance or mobile phone or smartphone, and compared to mobile phone application in terms of revenue. So, now that we are happy we can make money in this market, let me give you 1 or 2 points about how we can help all each other to succeed. So I would like to write that a couple of days ago in my room hotel. In the evening, I was alone and I think about the life. And suddenly, I figure out that life can change radically from one day to the next day. Nothing is sure. All things can change. Difficult to know. What does it mean for us? It means that be happy, don't worry, is what we think the starting point. So let's say that our sprint lifetime is very well designed. We have a start date, end date. The team is happy. All is okay. I know this is not the way of you think. This is not your mindset. But this is something that we must keep in mind every day, that this figure is wrong. This is not the reality. Because we have many events that break the situations. And the team leader are now well informed and have a good command of that. But all the team must be very aware of that. And this is normal because life can change radically from one day to the next, and we don't know. It's normal. For example, new needs. We have a sprint that is established, and a new needs comes, an urgent need. So we have to establish a new plan. Unexpected day off. Someone that is sick, someone that is off. We don't know what happened. Now, more and more, because the add-ons are used by our clients in a very highly way, and Eric will present that a little bit later, we have more and more questions from the support. What we have the support. The client that use Hyperion, for example, and that have a question because there is a bug or something that isn't clear. So the team must analyze the question, the request, and suggest an answer, some time to fix bugs, and so on. So you can see that the team is a little bit less happy because we can be a little bit stressful suddenly because we think at the first time we have a very clear project plan and suddenly, boom, we break the project plan. So what happened with the client orchestra networks, what happened with IFI solution internal quality process. But this is normal, this is life, because life can change radically from one day to the next. And also in our context, we have Angry Bird. Because with EBX, we can face unexpected bugs that that are not directly in our scope, but in the EBX foundations. Of course, it's a fantastic and super good approach to build and design our island based on the foundation of EBX. Imagine if we have no EBX to develop the add-on, it will be a nightmare. But we must also be conscious that EBX by itself can raise some important constraints during the development of our sprint that will break the sprint. And we are mandated to replan, to rethink of the planning, the planification. And it's normal. But now the team is again less happy. And then what happened, because this is not magic, we have to say, okay, so it's two level of break event, we have to postpone. So you come to me or David, you ask, Pierre, you have to postpone the GA date. You have to postpone. And I say, okay. Because for me, what the point is the quality. Okay. But it's not very comfortable for everyone because you say, well, okay, that's life, but actually that's life because life can change radically from one day to the next. But nevertheless, what does it mean for me now in terms of key points? It means that we have two roles to keep in mind. One is already well understood now by everyone, I think. This is the team leader role. That is able to establish a project plan, that is able to assess the consequence of break event for the update of the project plan. And this is something that works quite good now globally in our team. But we have now a second role. I'm sure that the team leader can do that as well. This is just a question of role, not a question of position. This is what I can have the product leader. It means that when we establish a project plan, of course, we must understand the specification, what we have to deliver. But we must also think a little bit around that, about globally the product. A product is an add-on. To keep in mind that, for example, the last GA we released for the add-on include many new functions. So we can estimate that for the next sprint, for this add-on, we will have a workload of bug fix, of maintenance, that will be more important than in normal situations. On the opposite way, we can consider that, for example, if the last release, the last GA, had a lot of new features, it means that the next sprint surely will have a low level of maintenance. Thinking of that, this is very easy when I say that like that, but means that we have a vision for the future. Regardless or beyond the pure specification for the next sprint, we have to see the future, taking into account a set of parameters that are not directly included in the specification. It could also be based on a reporting that we don't have today in a clear view about how many times we have an angry bird that appears in our add-ons, how many times we have an expected day off in an average, so that we can anticipate more and in a better way how to establish the project plan so that we can compensate unexpected events. You see globally what I mean. And this is what I name for now product leader. A product leader is not only a guy that from a specification will establish a project plan. This is not easy to do that, and we have to do that in a very professional way. This is what we do, I think, today. But now, beyond than that, to have more added value, this ability to be the owner of the add-on. I am the owner of the add-on. I know what I deliver in the previous version. I know what I have to deliver now. And taking into account this roadmap from the past to the future, I can anticipate some unexpected events that will have an impact on how I design my project plan. You see what I mean, Nobody? This is something that I want, and David also, work with you in the next month to give you more feedback or more idea on how we can manage this issue. And this is both for development team and also for test team, because it's something for the test team activity, the capacity planning of the test team. For an add-on, depend of what we have delivered in the previous version and the past have an influence to the future. What time is it? That's okay. I have 10 minutes more, because you need 5 minutes. Second point I would like to share with you. So first was team leader, very good job. Now product owner, product leader, we have to work all together on this idea. Second point is an add-on is a software product that is used by big companies. Big companies such as Toyota, for example, in US, it is a new customer. These big companies don't play poker when they buy a software. Software like EBX is quite expensive. It requires a very long process of decision, about 6 to 12 months. And when a company decides to use such product to manage their data, that is the core of the activity of the companies, this is for a lifetime that is very long. Let's say 20 years. So a company like Toyota using EBX today will use EBX in 20 years. Reason why companies such as IBM, Oracle are a very long-term company, because they have revenue and activity on a very long lifetime. Very long lifetime. Same thing for Orchestra Networks, even though we are a smaller company, but same thing for us. It means that the question, we are in 2014, is where we will be all together in 2034. Okay? We jump 20 years in the future, imagine, we jump now. Nobody can know where we will be, of course, in 20 years, but we know that our current software, our Java code, our way of working will be here in 20 years. I hope in Vietnam, maybe elsewhere, I don't know, but it will be here, because this software will be used by our companies at that time. So I cannot describe the agenda of the February 2034. Maybe guys, at that time also we have a Java audit, team building, not at Grand Plaza, but Great Plaza. Surely the marketing will change. Workshop on new add-on and so on. Okay? So this is very important because we have a footprint. Our past have an impact on our future. This is the first point regarding the product leader. But now, our activity have an impact on the future. This is like in a movie. What we are doing now have a footprint for the future. And in the future, some guys like you, maybe young engineer as well, will take the floor and will read your Java code and will read and will use our add-ons on our software. Last point. We are now a quite large team. About, I don't exactly know, but 33, let's say 34. But it's not enough. It's not enough because globally we have at least 4 new add-ons to develop, to maintain, compared to the current situations. And in the current situation, we are a little bit understaffing in terms of test. We have some difficulty to be able to test all with care because we are a little bit understaffing. So the idea and Owen will present that this afternoon with more detail, is to grow up the team to a level that is 50. This is our target. Not sure this is the definitive target. This is not the end of the story for the growth, but at least we have this target to reach 50. So I would like to share that with you, because to be able to do that, you have to maintain the quality, to understand some key points such as team leader, product owner, also past influence the future, but current work have a footprint for the future and so on. But we also need to work more all together. It means that more interaction with Orchestra Networks team. I'm super happy that Eric is here today. It's the first opportunity to have a direct sharing with the guys from Orchestra. But we also have other key persons, such as, for example, Yves, that is in the R&D team in Paris, responsible for the user interface. And I want that Yves comes in Hanoi a couple of weeks, in a couple of months, let's say 1 week, to discuss with each add-on team about the usability, the user interface of the add-on, to get idea to improve the usability, to align the usability, and so on. And other guys, some of you already know, for example, Richard Hobson, good guys that is working on Hyperion in the UK, for example. So to terminate my presentation, since we want more relation with Paris, let me present you in 2 words the current, not the full, but the core staff of Orchestra Networks. So Christophe is the 4 co-founder. Christophe is our CEO, now located in US, New York, to drive the marketing and sales operation in America. A guy that is named Pierre. Vincent and Martial, that are responsible for the R&D team in Paris. They are managing the team that developed the product. So this is the 4 co-founders. Orchestra Networks has been co-founded in 2000. Here you have the team, France, Europe, Sales and Services, with Florian, that is the sales manager, Eric, that is responsible of pre-sales and professional services, and the different guys in the professional services, the team of Eric. And you can see that I added here some add-on name, because we have in Orchestra decided to appoint what we name an add-on leader for each add-on, meaning that the guys in Orchestra that is well informed about what is the add-on, how to use it, and to help internally Orchestra Networks to understand what the add-on can do. It includes as well APIS. You can see that APIS is mainly in the target of Vincent and Martial, because APIS will be used now not only by the test team in Hanoi, but also by R&D team in Paris. Reason why we hope that Lynn can come to visit Paris as far as possible, because we need to put on the table some new requirements to extend APIS for the engineering development in Paris. Xavier, here, that is responsible for the training, all the training material and delivery training around EDX. And in the R&D team, here's the global staffing. This is not the full staffing, but the key staffing, R&D team. We have, for example, Yves here, the guys that I would like visit us in a couple of months to discuss about the usability of the add-ons. This guy is responsible for the UE of EPX5. And here you can see a very key people in the organization that is named David. Keep it simple, David. And Vladimir, that is working on the add-on inside for the dashboard. So we have a little add-on teams, let's say, in Paris. On the support on hotline, you can see also APIS that appear. that is named because we would like to use APIs for the request and support management. And at the end, also the US team, just to give you an idea, with John Petri, that is responsible for America operations, with the sales team and professionals team. And you can see, for example, that Insight has a team leader that is Scott, Conrad, that is a very smart guy in the marketing field, that is the team leader for APM, Hyperion. Kinchuk, team leader for, in New York, Kinchuk for Match and Cleans. And Richard, guys in UK for information governance. So we have an organization also that take into account the add-on strategy with what we name the add-on leader. Okay, 5 minutes more, but we can take that, it's important. To terminate my presentation, I would like to give you a new information. I'm very proud to share that with all of you, because no one is informed at that point. This is a new customer. So Orchestra Networks has signed up recently a new customer in Brazil. This is a big company in the sport realm, with a large revenue, like you can see here, 1.4 billion US dollar. But the key point is the partner that this company decided to select to implement EBX5 in this information system. I'm sure you cannot guess, but let me show you. So the name of this company is, the client of Orchestra Networks in Brazil is Alpargatas, with a set of well-known brands in America, in the sport wear, in the appliance for the sport, for the fitness, and so on. And this company decided to use, of course, EBX. Thanks also a consultancy company that helped Alpargatas to select the good product. And now the good news is that this consultancy group works in partnership with Entity Data, Brazil. This is by hazard, but this is a very interesting point, because well, I cannot translate what they are saying here. But what is interesting is that I'm sure that in a couple of months, some colleague of you, NTT Data from Brazil, will call you, will call Fong, Gaetan, or others, to have information about add-ons on how to use EBX. Because I'm sure that NTT Data is a smart company, and guys in Brazil that will want to have key information about EBX will easily understand that in Hanoi there is a big teams in NTT Data regarding the MDM and EBX. And I hope that it will be an opportunity for you all also to have a new connection or additional connection with colleagues all over the world, because this is the first deal with NTT Data, but we can guess that it will motivate NTT Data to go beyond, to make business with EBX. And never forget, by the way, this last point. Sometime during the night, because I cannot sleep when I am in Hanoi due to the time lag. Okay, so during the day I work, after that I go to fitness room, and after that I am super energetic, so I cannot sleep during the night. So I invent some slide, on my last slide, because like that. I don't know why, but I would like to write that. Everyone is on board to the same trip, okay? So sometimes I do a little step, but it has a big impact. So I am not Neil Armstrong, I'm strong, but you know, I'm strong. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Very powerful sentence. For me, it's a key point. So it means that for MDM team, that's one small step for my side, one giant leap for the team. Meaning that everyone is at the same level. Team leader, not team leader, or tester, leader or not. Every action, every task, even little task, from a local point of view, can have a big impact from a global point of view. So, little step, maybe, but big impact. And this is a problem or a question of footprint. Reason why I think about that. This is the footprint. Never forget that what we do today will have a footprint in the next years, and maybe really in 2034, in 20 years in the future. So surely this is not the same footprint that in the moon, because the footprint in the moon, I think, is sustainable for all the universe. I think it will never change the footprint on the moon, if I well understood the mechanisms of the science. For us, it's a little bit more radius, but let's say 20 years, it's a good duration, okay? And if you are a newcomer in the team, if you are in a learning curve, so never forget that things change over time, and increasingly you will take new responsibility and you will have new opportunity to grow your activity. Oh, now I'm happy because I finished my presentations. So I can give the floor to David that wanted to discuss about value of our project, very important point as well.
To me, it's a very important question. What is the value of our project? And here,